Good evening, or good morning, or good afternoon. Thank you, Big Tree. Listen, depending on when you're watching this video, it applies to you. Now, I'm out here. I don't know why I sweat like a dog. I be sweating, man. I do a little work outside. It's in Florida. It's hot. At the same time, look at me. I'm sweating like I'm drenched here. And I'm trying to show you, look, he's working hard. But let me tell you something. I want to tell you this video. This is called I don't got no competition. Meaning that, who do you compete with? Who are you supposed to compete with? Who do I compete with? Let me give you an example. If you look at some of the videos posted, you might see like some of the classic cars, classic car museum, right, videos. You also have videos of other people putting stuff on, of like cars from Cuba, cars around the world, cars in the UK, cars in New York, cars everywhere in the US. Why is this AE lock? I don't know. I'm looking at the phone here. Think about it. Who are we supposed to compete with? If God made us all uniquely individual and uniquely special, like from our fingerprints to our bodies to ourselves, who you compete with? There's no one to compete with but yourself. So if you're going to compete with anybody, compete with yourself. If you're going to compete with anybody, compete with God. Try to outdo his goodness and see. He likes good competition. Didn't he wrestle with Jacob? Didn't he say Jacob won? No, did you really think Jacob won? It all depends how you look at it. Was Jacob wrestling with God or with himself? So when you wrestle with someone, remember, our battle is not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual things, spiritual wickedness in high places. So who was Jacob wrestling with so early in the morning? Jacob, who in the Old Testament? Jacob, Father Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, 12 tribes of Israel. Remember, Jacob's name was changed to Israel after he wrestled with God. Israel, things like God's firstborn? Wow, is it? But isn't Jesus the firstborn? Interesting. We read the Bible. Let me know in the comments. But think about it. If you're going to wrestle with someone, wrestle with God. Wrestle with God and do not let him go till you get your blessings. What I mean by that? Read the story of Jacob. Why gotta make it easy? Is life easy? Sometimes you're giving everything in advance. Sometimes you're not. And if you're not, what are you gonna do about it? Can you change it by just thinking about it? Well, you could change your state of mind. But really, can you change it? I got a lot more to say about other things, including about some other stuff I see people participating in terms of, non-suicidal self-harm stuff. But, let's keep this one on a more positive spin for now. That one is going to be positive too, depending on how you look at it. Again, if you have pain tells you that something needs to be addressed. If you don't work hard, you can't enjoy vacation. If you have only vacations, you can't enjoy work. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It'd be nice if everyone had an easy life. If everything was all smooth and nice and all laid out, like a nice planted field. But yeah, this is life right here, okay? You've seen the other videos. Sometimes it's nice and trimmed. And this is not one of the best lawns. This is some lawn because I'm competing with myself. And Eugene is competing with herself. We're not competing with anybody, neighbors, anybody. It's because they're going to be lawns bigger, better, nicer, greater. God bless. I'm just happy there's no HOA. I don't want no HOA. And HOA, we don't HOA yourself, as I said before. Okay? But as I said before, this is not the root. Not HOA. When I say HOA yourself, I mean it's a curse word. That's mean HOA yourself. You want to do it, go get yourself a little corner spot somewhere and HOA yourself. Manage your own self. You tell me you can't manage your own self, but you want to come manage I? No. Sorry. And you could overrule and say, yeah, eminent domain. Yeah, I understand. You come with a gun and the things. Yeah, I understand. You come with all the stuff you manage. I understand, but that's cheating. If you're cheating, then you ain't doing God's will. So sorry. Okay? But going back to what we said before. I never stay on topic. That's the point. Never know what you're gonna get when you get these things. This is gonna be called I compete with no one. Okay? Or I have no equal. Is it conceited? I don't think so. Because do you have an equal? Ladies, do you have an equal? Young man, young girl, do you have an equal? No, you don't. You are unique all by yourself. You are you. Those who came on before you are them. Those who come after you are gonna be them. You are you, okay? So simply put, but the thing is, I want to say before, people have, nice lawns, nice cars, nice house, the brand new car, the biggest thing, the biggest engine, the biggest thing, best suspension, best thing, best bragging rights. And, always look at stuff like the Guinness World Book of Records. Guinness Book of World Records, whatever you want to call it. Guinness Book, and all these different people making want to get accolades, I want to get my name written. I don't know if they want to go, hold on. Okay, go ahead. He's using the lawnmower. No, go ahead. Do your thing, man. Keep it real, right? Go ahead. Do your thing. No. In back here. Do your thing. He's gonna go mow the lawn. And here's something. If you look at this, all this stuff, these are tools we use all the time. The tools and things. I do the manual lawnmower. Oh, where am I? There you go. Lawnmower. Why? Because it's exercise. Yes, you can use the powdered one, but then you have gas and fumes and other stuff in the house. I'm not knocking those who are using it. I'm not with this, the climate change. No, I'm no climate police. I'm just saying, at one point in time, gas prices fluctuating up and down. You look at the cars back then. When gas price fluctuates, people have to change their activities and their stuff. This is how the horse and buggy are replaced by cars. Everything changes to some degree, but it's still the same thing. It's transportation, it's work, it's implements, it's tools. Now, people use oxen and other things for different jobs. Some use things in the farming, some use things in regular farm, some use satellites, some use GPS, some use all kind of stuff. So why I gotta compete with them? I can't afford that for one. At the same time, I need exercise. So look at my gut. See this? All this here? Listen, when you sweat, you clean your pores, you clean your system out. Drinking water, hydration, you burn out your system. Again, do it safely and not in a high heat environment. Make sure you got yourself shade. Now the sun is going down. It's about 6, 7 in the evening time, I'm guessing, because I had to wait. I started this morning, but it's so hot. I couldn't take it. I'm like, I ain't gonna pass out here for no lawn. Forget about it. Now it's getting darker, but I'm saying, compete with yourself, against yourself, but to love yourself and to be the best you can be. Do the good you can do. Do the best you can do at all times. You don't have to compete with anybody else. I see one of my neighbors just doing his lawn today. He had the guy come and do the lawn. The motorized one, the gas pod with a seat, gears, everything. That's cool. I admire that. I applaud them. I'm like, hey man, go for it. He's like, I'm surprised. He's like, I'm surprised. He said, you're doing that? I said, you're really working. I'm like, I don't mind. Now I can choose to do that if you can afford it, but those things cost money too. And I'm tight with the money, right? So this is tight with the money saying, don't compete with yourself. Don't compete with anybody, but compete with yourself. So, I got a burp a second. I've been walking too much. Okay? But what I'm saying is this. People can afford what they can afford. That's cool. People can buy what they're going to buy. That's cool. People can work at what they want to work at. That's cool. People can keep their backyard nice and trimmed. That's cool. You want to keep your grass nice and neat and nice and edged. That's cool. You want to make design patterns. That's cool. You want to do your stuff. Go ahead. Take a little time. Have a little fun. Experiment. Have fun with this stuff. Who said everybody got to be the same? There's some people like to see them like the same. Cookie cutters. Everybody's the same. I wasn't born to be the same. I was born to be me. You're born to be you. And we can still work together. That's the beauty of it. So why are you going to hate yourself just because you're different? Why are you going to be comparing against the different? Or if you don't hate yourself, that's good. If you love yourself, even better. At the same time, why we have to compete with anybody else to try to say, mine is better, yours is better, I got bragging rights. Stronger, better, faster, slower, whatever. Who most handsome, who most sleek, who more beautiful, who got bigger this, bigger that. No, there's no competition. Because at the end of the game, we all go down to one place. If God doesn't come and change it soon, here's where we all end up. So is there any competition? If you're going to compete, go fight with death. If you're going to compete with something, fight with it to beat it. But to beat death, you got to join with Jesus. You cannot beat death on your own. Cannot. That's a battle we can't. The Bible tells you it's a fight we can't win unless we have help. The only help we have is big brother Jesus. So if you're going to fight with somebody, fight with death. So fight to live. So you fight against death. Okay? Fight to live. Compete with nobody but yourself. Compete with God. Wrestle with God to get your blessing. Just so you can beat death. Because even though if someone unfortunately may die in this life, with God, it's never done. So I'm not about reincarnation. I'm talking about after the second coming. According to what I believe. You may believe differently. That's okay. Let's see in the end. We'll find out the truth in the end. Trust me, we will find out the truth. Not saying you're wrong. Not saying I'm wrong. I'm saying right. I'm just saying I take it on faith. And by faith I live. I do my works by faith. Okay? And I'm not a legalist and all that stuff. I'm just saying there's no one to compete with against yourself. So burn some calories. Keep yourself healthy and fit. Clean the pores. Do good. Help yourself. God bless you all. Okay? We'll catch up again. I hope it made sense to you. I think it made sense. But can I sum it up again? Compete with no one but yourself. Compete against no one except God for the sake of loving God and to wrestle with God. Because wrestling with God, you get a blessing. Wrestling with God means you're not disrespecting God. It means that you wrestle with God, you impeach, you implore. Figuratively and literally mean that if God's the one that gives, God likes when you know that you acknowledge Him and recognize Him. He likes a thankful person, a thankful giver and a thankful recipient. So wrestle with God to get your blessings. Like Jacob, okay? Read the story of Jacob. Some beautiful stories in the Bible. If you permit me to tell you this, if you read the stories in the Bible, King James Version preference, that's my favorite. If you read that Bible, the stories in there are so interesting and captivating. You see the struggles of humanity going through different things, different examples. I told you the one about Carly, and Jacob's sons, how they defended against them when the daughter Dinah got raped. Right? You would learn some stories in the Bible you wouldn't imagine. Now I'm hearing some stories about how the story of Carly may have been possible fabrication, maybe not. Maybe she made it up, maybe not, we don't know. Either way, what we say about young men, young fathers, men, protect the women, defend the girls, protect our girls, protect our females, yes, that still applies. God does not change, so I want to be like him, so I'm not going to change either like that, okay? Sorry. God loves us. God don't want to see anybody be harmed. So let God be God by himself. But going back to what we were saying, in terms of saying, I'm lost my thoughts, right? But once I lost my thoughts, I'm watching the boy, I'm watching him do the grass, and I'm like, he's doing a pretty good job. He's making a good, he's curving and carving something out. He's doing a good job there. But I'll tell you more later on. Let's say for now, just don't compete with anybody but yourself. And if you compete with yourself to outdo yourself, to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, who's gonna love you? I know God does, but you gotta love yourself too. Starts with there. Starts in the mind and in the heart. Okay? So love yourself. Take care. God bless.